Hello, my royal lovelies. Welcome back to the channel, and of course, as always, welcome to my home. I was going to make another video just before this one of the royal Christmas cards, so stay tuned, that video will be coming up on the channel. But there has been some breaking news, which I want to address. Before we start that, I am wearing the Tech Crescent tiara, a replica, and I have, of course, the Canadian maple leaf brooch. Right, let's get into this breaking news. The headline reads, Prince Harry and Meghan's Archewell Foundation. And let's not forget that yesterday we had the impact video trying to upstage our dear Catherine. Posts tax forms, of course, we all knew they'd have to do it eventually, showing $11 million drop in donations in the past year and a loss of $674,000. We all knew it. We all knew it, my loves. They have not been thriving. All the Sussex supporters, oh, how they're thriving. Oh, how they're thriving. Girl, they ain't thriving. As I said yesterday, I predicted that the 10 million or whatever it was, the big donation that was recorded and reported from the previous period, was probably from Harry and Meghan's own earnings, probably donated by themselves from most likely the Netflix money being earned, because we know that they didn't get all of the Spotify money. In fact, probably had to either hand some back or were not paid most of it in the first place. So that it tells me, without reading any more into the article, and I haven't read this article, I'm reading it in real time because it is breaking news. I think the 11 million drop kind of signals that Harry and Meghan have not been earning as much in this last year. Surprise, 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 surprise. The unexpected hits you between the eyes. Yeah, no one's shocked that they have not been earning as much money. Dropped by Spotify, struggling with Netflix. Come on, no real brand deals to speak of. It shows, I mean, okay, Harry would have had some money from his book Spare, but I think he needs that money. I don't think he can kind of siphon it off like he could previously. You know, he needs that money to pay for his ongoing security. The security that he walked away from the UK. You know that one where Her Late Majesty gave him a full year, you know, to think about what the impact of his decision might be. Well, you know, he needs all of his money to pay for his own security in the States and his lavish Castle Grayskull lifestyle. So it tells me that they have not been earning a lot of money. Anyway, but a loss, wow. Wow. In fact, just as I've been reading this, the title has been changed. Harry and Meghan's Archewell Foundation suffers 8.7 million drop in donations. So that's been altered. This is literally a breaking news story. 1.6 million from two wealthy benefactors last year, with losses hitting 537,000 as boss James Holt pockets a £133,000 pay rise. Okay, I'm going to go into the article because I think they've changed the figures to reflect it in pounds rather than dollars for us Brits. So, yes, I'll read it from the top and just stop and comment as we go on. Donations, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's Archewell Foundation have plunged by $11 million, which is £8.7 million in the past year, sending it into the red. It was revealed today. The Sussexes have also, it kind of, maybe they were trying to soften maybe they knew this had got out, and they were also trying to soften the blow by releasing the impact state. So, okay, we've made losses, blah, blah, blah. But we've had impact. Okay, well, how much? That's because you used other people's charities and other people's work and tried to pass it off as your own. Anyway, it says that they have released their charity annual report and a glitzy promotional film showing their good works in 2023. They didn't showcase their bad works, did it? But it has also emerged that its finances have dived. An income tax return filed in the US revealed today that in 2022, donations were down to just over $2 million, which is £1.6 million, down from $12.9 million, which is £10.3 million in 2021. An astonishing drop of $11 million or £8.7 million. And 2021's profit of $9 million, $7.1 million, has evaporated due to a lack of donations. Nobody is support. Who wants to support that train wreck? Seriously. The Archewell fan, maybe the realisation is going to hit them where they feel it the most. Their pockets. Because that's all that matters. That's all that matters to the Sussexes, money. And hopefully this will show them that the choices that they've made have been pretty poor ones. The Archewell Foundation recorded a loss of $674,000, £536,000 for last year because revenue was $2 million, but costs were $2.6 million. Have they been spending too much money on Meg's amazing wardrobe? Well, I say amazing. I mean, come on. How she spent about $2.6 million on baggy clothes? Honestly, she's gonna end up at Goodwill. Not that there's anything wrong with Goodwill, nothing wrong with it. But you know, when you're supposed to be mega stars, and you're supposed to be all this and all that, you know, and you're in the red. Last year, there were only 2 major donors giving around $1 million each. The year before, an unidentified wealthy donor gave them $10 million. That's the one that I think actually is the Sussexes themselves. But there was no repeat in 2022. I think because Harry and Meghan were not earning enough, and what they did earn, they needed it to pay their mortgage, to pay their security, to pay their bills, to fund Meghan's baggy clothes wardrobe. I mean, they certainly didn't purchase an iron, did they? The foundation employed 5 people with salaries totaling $640,000 for that year. Harry and Meghan did not take a salary, but executive directors James Holt considered the Sussexes' right-hand man since Megxit was paid $227,000 a year, $180,000, including a £20,000 pound bonus or dollar bonus. Despite the loss in 2022, it appears that the foundation, described as a non-profit organisation, still holds around 8.3 million, which is 6.6 million in pounds, in cash and assets. And there are some photos of it all. I will pop it on the screen. I'm sure you can pause and dissect at leisure. So yes, we saw the video kind of competing with Catherine yesterday, but I'm looking now and I'm thinking, was it also to kind of try and stem the tide of what was coming out? I don't think they released this. I think the video was trying to wash over what this actually says, and that is that they are not doing terribly well. Yes, they have still some cash to be able to give out to good causes next year, but without those donors coming in, without those serious big donations, wherever they've come from, celebrity friends, themselves, or just regular people off the street, without those big donations, Archewell is toast. I mean, literally, it is toast. You can't be a non-profit and not have any income to be able to give out to charities. William and Catherine's Royal Foundation is going from strength to strength year on year. And I think a lot of people, Sussex supporters, thought in the early days that the Royal Foundation was finished because Harry and Meghan were the big stars, Megxit baby, doing all the woo, Megxit baby, opening her boxes on Deal or No Deal and all the rest of it. The Royal Foundation has gone from strength to strength. Millions and millions are pouring in annually. That achieves real impact. The royal family is very, very open with their finances. They achieve real impact in the way that they can, with all the restrictions that do come with being a member of the royal family. Harry and Meghan are not winning. They're not thriving. This is evidence of it. As always, we all knew that the truth would out. It always does. It always comes out in the wash. And this is just, the latest sign that Harry and Meghan are failing. Their experiment of leaving the royal fold, trying to do it on their own, and they've just been falling flat on their face. This is why members of the royal family who have been working members of the royal family do not move away. We saw the same thing happen with the Duke and Duchess of Windsor, when, of course, the abdication crisis happened. They were effectively exiled. And they lived a kind of a celebrity, or tried to live this kind of celebrity life, and never really were able to match the life they had, that the former king had, the Duke of Windsor had, within the royal family. And I know lots of people have been saying, take away Meghan's title, take away the Duchess of Sussex, completely strip her of the HRH, which, would take some doing, but it could be done. But I still you have to look at the big picture here. The big picture is monarchy. And for the survival of monarchy, I think at monarchy's core, it is a hereditary institution. It's a constitutional monarchy. It's a constitutional setup which allows the UK to have a vote, to have a say. It allows us to be democratic. But at the core, at the heart of it, is a hereditary monarchy. And that means that you can't pick and you can't choose. It's not Big Brother. It's not a celebrity TV show where you can just, vote people in and out on a whim just because you like them or you don't like them. Their actions are inconsequential when it comes to the foundations of monarchy. So if you are an ardent supporter of monarchy, you should really be supporting of the hereditary positions that people hold, especially the line of succession and what that means. That's not to say that letters patent cannot be made to kind of change things from time to time. But I do think that kind of stripping Harry of everything, which could be done, I just think it kind of goes into more of that celebrity territory where you pick and you choose and you vote on popularity. For example, Anne Boleyn was not popular when she came to be a queen consort in Henry VIII's time when she married him. But we had to lump it, Tudor people at the time had to lump it. Whether they liked her or loathed her, she was there. And that was her position. So I think for the survival of monarchy, it's important that people's titles are upheld. It would have been different if Meghan, like the Duchess of Windsor, was never given a HRH at the beginning. That would be different. But to take away, I think we start getting into that voting in, voting out kind of politics, if you like. And I don't think that that would be good for the survival of the crown. I think what is best is to leave Harry and Meghan to their own devices, which I think is the approach that the royal family have taken. It was the approach that the royal family took under the direction of Her late Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, and it is continuing under the reign of King Charles III. Harry and Meghan are the creators of their own destiny. They stepped back, they had a year to think about it, and they still chose to step back, knowing full well that that would mean the loss of security, that they would have to fund and finance themselves, And I do think that their own actions, the Oprah interview, Spare, Netflix, all the things that people look at and think and see as retribution have not done them very well. It's not been good PR. And I don't even think it's been that cathartic for Harry and Meghan, because Harry's still in the same situation. He's still got the same loss. He's still got the same issues. They haven't resolved. Why doesn't he measure that impact? Why doesn't he come up with a sleek video of the impact of his own actions with his own family? Sometimes charity starts at home, and he has not been looking at making amends with his family. Only when it suits him. Only when it suits him to join them for Christmas. Oh, we'd love to join for Christmas. Well, I bet you would. But you haven't, stopped doing all the retribution things, and you certainly haven't reined in your cheerleader with his book that caused more ripples. Yes, you need to think about your own level of impact. So I think it's best. Leave Harry and Meghan to their own devices. Let them spectacularly and epically fail, which is what they are doing. We'll see what work comes up. I mean, I've heard rumours that Meghan's agency may even drop her before it's even really come up with any projects. I think we'll see an attempt to return to social media. Of course, these are things that they can directly control. Meghan's had experience with her blog, The Tig. There could be a revival of that coming up. I think that's perhaps more the direction they will be going, scratching out a living, scratching out an existence in the celebrity Tinseltown world, far removed from where Harry is from. And I bet Harry is feeling very much like he misses home right now. It's not looking good for the Sussexes. So anyway, there we go. That's my video on this. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a big old thumbs up. I welcome your comments in the comment section below. Whether you agree with me, disagree with me, or you have any further information or comments, please leave them. I'm always looking forward to reading them. So from me, until next time, mwah to you all, and goodbye.